Hi, this is Susan. I am here at my work table, and this is just going to be a what I'm working on, what I wanted to show you kind of a video. I haven't done those, but I see other people do them, so here we are. This lighthouse, I just adore it. It was made out of trash. And then I found this cake stand at a thrift store. It's just some plastic cake stand from a dollar store, and then they mark it higher than $1. And then these cute little things came from Dollar Tree. Just little doodads, little resin pieces, little boat and coral and things. So I just wanted to quickly show you how this is made because I think it's so fun. I love to give these Danish style cookies out at Christmas because it's just a small thing, and then they're at Dollar Tree, and you can use the can after you finish the cookies. So I started with one of the cookie tins at the base. And I had found these tumblers, a couple of them, at a Savers thrift store. And so I made a second one of these for my apartment complex. And so I'm going to use this because I don't have any more tumblers. I used them. So this is one of those canisters that holds protein powder. But let's say it's the tumbler. And I can just show you quickly that the base was the cookies. Then you go up and you take this off, so where you have just this part that meets, and it slides down over the tumbler. And then you can take a lid, or you can take cardboard. If you use cardboard, just fill it in with spackle or joint compound or something. But I put on this other one, I put cardboard. I did the other one red, white, and blue, and put cardboard. And then this is a chicken can or tuna can, something like that, cat food, whatever. And then fill this up with cardboard again, or use cardboard stacked up. And then when you get to the top, it's a minced garlic container. And this, you put your light in it. And I looked for where I put my light, and I don't know. I didn't want to spend too much time looking for it. But this is what your light goes in that sits up on top, and then you can unscrew it to put the light in and out. And then the last thing was this top that was on a dried up Pantone paint. And that's what I put on the top here. It's just optional. But it makes the cutest thing. And then I just use clay, little snakes of clay for the doors and windows. And I, use my Panda Express chopsticks around the edge with a little piece of twine and some rocks from outside. And then the base, I just decorated. But it was just so much fun and so cute. And everybody loves the one at the apartments. It's, nautical. And so I just wanted to show that to you because it's so much fun to make with. You'll just go around the house looking for everything that fits together. So the next thing I wanted to show you was things I got from Hobby Lobby the other day. And let me just toss these. Crash. I'm just going to toss them on the floor. So get them out of the way. Now, you saw I did another little, I said crash. I didn't throw the can, though. Okay, so let's look at the stuff down here. And you can see also the glass. This was at Hobby Lobby, this broken up glass. I used that in the sand to make this. I have another video where I made the mermaid under the dome. But it occurred to me, I was putting shells in them and things in them this way, but if you turn it upside down and paint it and glue sand, and then I broke up the glass. If you want to go back and look at that video, it's like this is using a charm, but you can use this acorn and make something so cute. Put it by your computer if you love going to the beach. It'll just remind you of the beach. Or put it into a shadow box. Anyway, I just think that's so cute. And you can use these metallic pens to kind of color the silver charm and give it whatever color you want. Okay, so at the Hobby Lobby, I was buying product. And I wanted to try these products. And I thought I would share this time with you. If you haven't used, this is a one-step, it's Deco Art Americano one-step crackle. And so I thought I would try it. We looked it up. I was trying to find the crackle I had done before, but couldn't find it. So it says apply over acrylic painted surface. Can also be antiqued for old world crackle effect. So this was my practice piece before. So you did the brown, you put the crackle on, and then you painted over when it was dry, and you got the crackle effect. Well, this one says one step. So apply over painted surface. Dries clear in 2 to 4 hours. Wow, I don't think we're going to be here in 2 to 4 hours, but I thought I'd put it on here, and if I don't show it to you now, I'll show it to you in my next video because I am backed up on videos. I don't know that this is going to crackle because this is an old painted piece. This isn't freshly painted. So, maybe it needs to be freshly painted. So maybe I'll do that. Now the old crackle piece, let me grab some paint and see about doing a freshly painted piece. I don't think that's going to work on the old, but we'll see. It had mixed reviews, but this was the less expensive. The other bottle was a huge size. If you were taking it to a group function, you know, to share, that would be great, but you wouldn't use that much crackle over, you know, short period of time. So here I'm just going to put some fresh paint on here, let it dry, then I'll try to crackle it. It's said to let it dry, so we'll see if it crackles old paint, and we'll see if it just only crackles new paint. And if like I said, I'll show it to you later in the next video. Because I have a bunch to show you, things to show you. So let's set that aside. So let me know your thoughts on any of this stuff. If you've tried it, used it, mixed results, you just, you know, just say something in the comments, share with everybody, so we don't all go and buy this. If it's not going to work, don't buy the same products. Okay, so I am so excited to tell you. You know Tiny View. If you haven't seen her, she does the most amazing things with cardboard and paper. Okay, so she had this one. If you've seen this or haven't seen this, you've got to try this. It's a side table, and she gives you 2 options. And she gives the strips, and then in the video, she tells you, you know, how to manipulate the strips into making your little table. Whether you do this table or this table, you'll have to copy the strips over a second time. Here's the base, the table top and the base, but you need these a second time to do the second table. So I just have been waiting and waiting and waiting to find just the right thing to do in cardboard and paper. And I tried making a spindle. My spindle came out pretty big. And so I made her little table. Isn't that something? Now somehow I came down a little bit on this side. I may make the top over again because I recopied. I don't know what made it come down. Just pushing the layers too hard or something. The only thing I was telling her is my bottom is not totally secure. So if you try this between layers, this is 4 layers on the top and then there's an under layer, is put a pin somewhere down the middle, you know, that goes into the spindle, possibly, and that would help you get this really sturdy. Because I did re-glue it, and then I even put super glue around the edge of it, but it's still a little wiggly. But I wanted to show you the comparison of this and the size. She works in 1/16 scale, and I do everything in 1/12. Okay, so here is a pie table. Gosh, it's not even been used. But the legs are the same size, actually a little bit bigger. And can you see the pie table? It's so cute. I hate to take it out because it might have come out of the stuff I'm selling. I used to sell, 30 years ago. And I still have one tub full of, we'll have to go through that one day, of things that I have duplicates of. So this might have come out of that. But see, it is the same size, even though this is 1/12. It's a little smaller in the top. If you want to make the top a little bigger, then that'll pull it up, see how close they are in size. That'll make it more towards the 1/12. But you've got to try this one. This one is good. Okay, now I want to share this with you. This is a Temu chair, and it's so adorable. But if you get this, it is definitely 1/16 scale. And Laura, if you're watching this video, you need to tell me so I can send this to you, because I know you work in that scale, and I just don't have anything. But it's wow, it says Louisville, Kentucky. But like the best pack is a little bit smaller than the run-of-the-mill, the Town Square miniatures, which are 1/12 scale, but they're not quite as petite, I would say, as the best pack. And this is metal. This is actually metal, and the top, I think, is wood. I think the seat is wood. Looks like wood, yeah. But the rest of the chair is metal. Isn't that adorable and so pretty? If you work in 1/16, these were just, inexpensive and lovely chairs, and so detailed for metal. Yeah. But I wanted to show you this with the table. So see the size of that, and this came off Temu, is perfect for the 1/16. But anyway, you just got to try it. It's just so cute. Okay, this was another thing I got at Hobby Lobby. These were, they run all of their jewelry. They rotate it all on sale. And so I got this one, and it just made me think of a fairy tale story. And I'm looking for my fairies, so I may show you a couple of my castles that I hadn't finished. They're finished, they just need the whole decor. They just need to be painted and decored. And so we might go through this one and just look at all the things that I have to pull from, just for fun. But so I was thinking of maybe the most rich person in the town, or it doesn't always have to be the princess that gets the flower, and if she smells it, she goes into a deep sleep, is what my storyline, I was thinking. Well, that's code for coma. And so then, something has to come along and wake her up. And I love dragons, so it might be the dragon. It just might be the friendship of the dragon. Anyway, I've got to write the story. But this just, it was half off at that, how they have their sales. And I just thought it was so cute that it lends itself to a story. So let me unpack some things that I got. Okay, so I'm doing a dollhouse build. And they call this baseboard, but really it looks to me like it would be this direction if it was baseboard. See, it's got lots of little grooves and things. But they also have regular baseboard size. So this looks like chair rail to me. I don't know why they're calling it baseboard, although lesser expensive houses do have the smaller pieces that are almost like chair rail that they use for baseboard. So I don't mean dollhouses. I mean just like regular houses. So it could be chair rail. If you put a little board on it, you could make like a little shelf on it. In a children's room, and one that I built for somebody, I did this all the way around the room for the toys to sit on, and just put a shelf on the chair rail and went all the way around. And that turned out so cute. Okay, so I got that. I don't know if that's new product for them. This was really great. These are round bulbs, but I've had so many of them go out over recently when I was going in and looking at my lighting. Now, if you want me to show you lighting, I have all this lighting that I purchased years ago that's, Dollhouse brand lighting. that I can show you the various types of dollhouse lights if you'd like me to show them to you. But every time I go through them, I'm losing these round bulbs. These aren't the candle style. These are the round ones. And so $1.99 is very good that I didn't have to pay shipping on these. So there they are. When we get back to lighting, I'm going to be so happy to have those. And then I saw these. They're so cute. I'm going to make little molds out of them. They're little cupcakes. There's 4 of them for 99 cents. I wish the miniatures went on sale. They never do. They've just marked them down a little bit. But you'll have to go over and check them out. Be cute. I thought I'd paint them, you know, like more cupcake look, or more the tan brown color. Anyway, paint them up. But they're cute. I got some fabrics. This is such a pretty fabric for doll clothes or for drapes or curtains. The other one is finer looking, but this, it's just so pretty. I hadn't seen this before. So look at all the detail in this. It was only a you know, few dollars a yard. It's not marked what it was. But you could cut any of this off. Like you could cut it off right in here and make, you know, curtains for the kitchen. You can use it on clothing, make a little camisole out of it, a little skirt, a little, you know, slip or something, or children's, you know, dog clothes. Really cute, really pretty. A lot you can do with it. And the other one, let me get it back in the bag so don't get it messed up, because I will definitely touch paint to it. I forget, you know, you get so carried away with your projects, and then you look down and there's paint on your new clothes, your nice clothes. So this one, this is the beige version of the very best lace that I've found for making doll clothes, the 1/12 scale. This is a beige color, candle color, off-white, and this was 62 cents a yard. So I bought a whole bunch, but 62 cents at your Hobby Lobby. So go and look. The white was not on sale, and then they have the gathered white, and it was not on sale, but the beige color was. So I guess they're discontinuing it. So you want to grab that if you have a store near you. The other thing I got that I just adore these things. So, you know, I've been getting so much people interested in the dollhouse builds. And I used to teach how to build the Duracraft dollhouses. I used to teach at Hobby Lobby before they got these better dollhouses that, you know, where most of it's all put together and it's all milled and the windows are all you just glue them in and glue on the trim, and it's pre-cut and that kind of thing. It used to come where there was 200-300 pieces in a kit box and people would return them. So I was teaching how to build them. They were less expensive, but more labor intensive. Like this one, this is the most popular Allison Jr. dollhouse on the market, I think. Let me get the shine off. But you've probably seen this many times. But there's been so much interest. I think I might do a video. If you're interested, please tell me. Don't want to waste your time. If you're interested, I'll do one talking about all the old dollhouses, because I've built so many different ones that I can talk about the kits, because, you know, they're out there. And someone wrote me and said they got the one that I'm building on camera, they got it for $25, the kit. And it's a 30-year-old kit, probably 25, 30 years old. Greenleaf, willow crest. So, this is so cute. Everybody should make this out of cardboard. This is so easy to make out of cardboard. It's just adorable. So I was thinking I would make that, but something else I got that I'll show you. And, let me show you that in just a minute. But why wouldn't you want to make that out of cardboard? Oh, then I told you about this when I was doing the binder clip purses. I was telling you that they had these little passports in the Explorer. They're quite expensive, $6.49 regular price. I mean, really, mark it up to mark it down to put it on sale to give you a coupon. Okay, but there were actually paper in there. So, oh, they have little stamps in them. Cute, cute. Okay, so these would be great in your binder clip purse stash. Any of your little purse stashes or your, boutique things. So, you might want to grab those when they come back around on the sale. Okay, now, I bought more products. I bought this triple thick. And this, I was looking at that, where I put that crackle. Let me show it to you. It looks like it's doing something. See? There's some little, even though this is, 15 years old or something, that, I don't know, 10 or 12, 15, something in there. It is trying to crackle old paint. Hey, so that's kind of cool. Okay, so this is triple thick. I'm thinking it's called Brilliant Brush On Gloss Glaze. So I was looking for the lesser expensive. I like Deco Art products. So I'm going to try this on my stairs for the dollhouse because the wood is so dry, being 25, let's just say 25 years old kits. That wood is so dry, you prime it and it just sucks up the paint. So I went ahead, instead of staining it, I went ahead and started painting it because I didn't want to have to sand it all, and I thought that would kind of fill in that rough look to it, and I just didn't want to sand every step and every riser, every piece of it. I just wanted to, get it done. And so if you're doing yours, you're taking your time, you're not doing videos, you're not busy with all these other things. So it's up to you, but I painted it and then I faux finished it. But I did buy a product. Let me see where that one is. Okay, I did buy this product, Make It Stain. And I want to try this and show it to you. So I'll try this and I'll show it to you along with the rest of the crackle. We'll just do that the next video that I get a chance to show it to you. It says turn acrylic paint into a gel wood stain. This is Americana, so that makes it Deco Art. Yeah, Deco Art. And you just do a 1-to-1 ratio. So I'm going to try this and see, why wouldn't it make it into a stain? If you put watered down acrylic paint, it would stain. But anyway, I'm going to try this triple thick. It seems to be very glossy. So I don't know about the gloss. But what I've been using is pretty hazy, so I didn't want to use the lesser gloss. It's not gloss, it's Waverly matte varnish, but it's just so hazy looking that I don't want to use it on the stairs. I just want them. You know what's funny is on this, I did the same thing that I did on the stairs, and I do this on furniture, on smaller pieces. You see, this has a shine. You see that shine to it? I did all the layers of paint on the cardboard, on the paper, and then I take my stained pen, those alcohol pens, and you go over it, and whatever is in the alcohol pen is shiny. And so it put that shine on there. That came, all of that shine came out of the alcohol pen. And so it makes it look like wood varnished or polyurethaned. And it's, I don't know what it is in the pen, but pens dry fast, so there's something in it. Okay, so these are the colors that I'm using, so I just replenished. These are all the faux wood colors that I've showed you, but I really like this combination. Let's see, put it this way. But you can go a little lighter on the brown. This was a burnt umber, which is a lighter one than this, what they call raw umber, which is more semi-sweet chocolate kind of color. But they call it burnt umber here. where it's called raw umber and folk art. But they're both really dark, whether it's burnt umber or raw umber. So look, you know, because there'll be two colors of of burnt umber. Okay, so then I do my dry brushing with this color or a medium brown, and then this honey brown, which is lighter. And that honey brown's so nice that you could use it for, you know, even lighter color stairs. Okay, so I got this. This is a clear acrylic coat mat. And I've mentioned this, and I've talked to some people, you know, about doing their dollhouses. And this is what I spray on the wallpaper. Like mini graphics or any of the scrapbooking paper, you really want to spray it 2 coats on both sides. And that will help cut down on how much moisture reaches the paper itself, because it will pucker and it will also crease. You know, like when you're trying to take like a credit card and you know, and go along trying to smooth it out, it gets a crease this way in it, or it'll pucker and that'll make a crease. And so you're trying to cut down the amount that soaks into the paper. And you can do that a little bit by using clear acrylic coating. Make sure you get matte. You don't want it glossy or sheeny. And I haven't used this particular brand, so I'll let you know. This was the Hobby Lobby's brand. They switched. But don't use an old can when, on a good piece of paper, like anything you're going to run out of paper if you ruin a sheet. Do a practice sheet, whatever, because when it got old, it got frosty color. So you can't let this get old. But definitely use it on both sides. Okay, and let's see. I also got this product. And this is, I was asking them what they knew that people were buying to paint all of these mini brand, mini verse, all of those kind of plastic little, I don't know if they're Barbie size or they're 1/12 as well. Those pods that everybody's opening up and looking and oohing and awing over the little plastic pieces. I can't wait to find some and, you know, hopefully at a Goodwill or something, find some inexpensive ones and try painting them. So occasionally I need a sealer to do something just like that, to paint plastic. So I got this Kryon Sealer. It's clear. Says non-yellowing, indoor, outdoor. I would spray it outdoor. I don't know what I guess they mean like I could do it on a pot, a plastic pot. I've used the plastic paint on pots that sit outside, and they will hold up for a year, you know, maybe 2 into the second year with our heat here. I mean, it's 100 degrees for 45 days. They just start peeling off. So if you're in a cooler climate, then yeah, those plastic paints might hold up for you. But in the really warm, they, you know, they look pretty for about a year. My friend was selling an RV, and so he asked me to, you know, doll it up for him. And I did a bunch of pots with that. And then after he got his house, they just peeled away. And didn't look good anymore. Oh, and then this is so cute. You've got to get these. Now, they are a little bit bigger. But, you know, I was looking online to see these are the wild animals. They had farm animals, and they had, like, zoo animals, I think. And so, anyway, these were just wild animals. Like, not that you wouldn't see them at a zoo. There's a hippo. There's a leopard, a gorilla, a zebra, a giraffe, and a rhinoceros. And the elephant. My favorite, the elephant. Well, I don't know. Giraffes are pretty cool. Anyway, so these, they're right, if you take the tail off or maybe the trunk, you know, they're about 1 inch. 7/8 to 1 inch in size, which is a little bit bigger than a pull toy, but I looked online, I couldn't find anything smaller. And so I had made this pull toy years and years ago. Get a little white background for you to see it. Let's see. That was made, and I compared it, and it looks like, you know, it was all done in China, and they're all the same size. So I was going to make another one of these, try to make it more vintage looking. This one I used the flat back rhinestone shapes that we got in those round pieces from nail art. I think they came from, my girlfriend may have gotten them at Temu. She had them first. But, so you just use little wood pieces, little coffee stir sticks. And these are, the wheels are little snaps. And just a little, you know, craft paper to look like leather. And then your flat back rhinestones. But this is just one of my favorite little miniature builds. He just comes, he's so fun. So this is the same size as those ones I got at Hobby Lobby. But so I'll do some more. I've got another version of something that I want to try. But you could get these and make yourself some pull toys. A little bit large, but these were some toys were in the Christmas room box. I have 2 Christmas room boxes. That one's the store. If you want to go look at them, tons of fun. There's so much craft made things in that store for Christmas. Okay, this was the other thing that I got. I hadn't seen this in the bigger size. I had it in the real small that were about, you know, like this size. And so I found these and I was like, yay, because I have this barbecue grill that I hadn't used. All these years, I've probably had this for 20 years or more and just sits there waiting to be used. And you know, I made the hot dogs in a couple of videos ago. And so I was like, oh yay, this would work for the hot dogs. Now look at this. I peeked into it just a minute ago, but I've never used it. You could make this out of cardboard easily. It's just the barrel. It's just a round. You could take, you know what you could use that is the inside of a ribbon spool, you know, that ribbon spool. You could use a ribbon spool and then some cardboard on the ends, cardboard, and just use metal to frame it out and use buttons. Just some plain buttons would be great wheels. And you just need to connect them. They don't have to roll, it's up to you. But this apparently comes down and is a loop in the metal, and then that's what goes through there to get it to roll. And then they sewed a little towel on it. Don't really get this. I thought it came with the tools, so I'm going to have to make some barbecue tools because it doesn't have that. But if you go back and look at my video of the 4th of July, it shows the fireworks stand. You'll see, let me see. I can't wait to do this. I'm going to make a room box with all this. It's so cute. I showed you how to make this. The little hot dog with the chips in the little container. And so I had said that you need, if you made the hot dogs, you know, put the marks on them, the grill marks. And look at this. I didn't have grill marks on them, but I went back and just before I started and put some grill marks on them. So there you go. How cute. Just, you know, made out of, this is just paper clay. Just old paper clay at that. It's very old. I just wet it. Kept it going. But how cute is that? And you definitely can make this out of paper. You know, the cereal box. I'm sorry, not paper. Cereal box. And the grill part, just make that out of paper clip. And the handle, paper clip. Just, this is like floral wire. is what you'd use for this. Speaking of floral wire, I did get one more thing. Oh, but let me show you this. I'm going to open this up. Oh, goodness. I'm going to hit the camera. I know I am. Okay, so this is so cute. And they put this in the, if you go to Hobby Lobby, make sure you get these freebie fold-out display, you know, showing you stuff. Because, see, it's right there. And this is so easy to make with cardboard, with the cereal box. And then here is the barbecue. So I must have bought it from them years ago. But I'm telling you, the box that it's in is so old. It's got spots all over it. I don't know how old it is. But maybe they carried it, because I think I've had it from when I used to sell. Anyway, so how cute is this? To sit outside, so I'm going to have to do a room box. I wish I'd seen this. I'd do it for 4th of July. Isn't that just perfect for 4th of July? Let's see, this was, the price on this, $3.79. That is amazing. For iron tape, 2 chairs, and the prices don't make sense to me. They had some plastic perfume bottles, and it was $6 or some crazy amount. But here, you get metal furniture my grandmother used to rock me in one of these chairs on this concrete patio, and you could hear the grit just going. And as she would rock, hers had rockers on it. And then she would tell me to find the Big Dipper and find the Little Dipper. I remember that from my childhood. And they had those chairs. Okay, so I made these earlier in a video. Little daiquiris. See if you want to make them. They're little jars upside down. So you can see the daiquiris up to this, and then it's clear after that. And then you've got the nail art slices on it. But how cute. How cute is that? Or this is a little big for the table, but how yummy. You can do hot dogs or hamburgers, your daiquiris. Yummy. Okay, I can't wait to play. Well, I am playing, but I can't wait to put this in a room box. How fun. Because this is adorable. I hope somebody will make it. Y'all let me know if anybody makes it, how it turned out. Because I really think it'd be easy to make out of cardboard. Cereal box. But that table and chairs is so inexpensive. Okay, so here, this was also, I'm going to show you, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you the box. This is an outdoor porch. So this probably was not a dollhouse, just the porch. So you can take like a shoe box and do just the back porch. The only thing is they don't have a doghouse in it, unless it's back there. But you need a doghouse because you got a dog. So be sure you pick these up. There's all kinds of great ideas in these. Okay, I wanted to show you this one. You know, I show y'all my room boxes that are scrolled. And this one, I'm going to have to find this box. This box is at Hobby Lobby. These doors open up. So how fun to use this as a room box. I suppose this is in the lanterns. I didn't see it anywhere in the dollhouse section. I'm trying to see what it says. It says turn a terrarium into a greenhouse. Okay, they call these terrariums, so it's a terrarium. And that's what mine were called. And then here's a little shadow box. And then over here's a bird cage that's like a music room. And I sold 2 of my scrolls boxes as music rooms. They make wonderful music rooms. And then look how cute that is. The little cutting board with all your kitchen things. Cute. Cute thing to do. And This is cute. This little garden shed. I don't know what this one originally was. But you could just do cardboard. And you know, you could do the same mix on this. This wall looks like the same mix as what's on my lighthouse. And I forgot to tell you, I mixed up, for that lighthouse, I mixed up paint, cornstarch to thicken it, glue, and sand. And that makes a thicker, gritty consistency, and the glue helps it adhere, and then it looks like stucco. And it's better to the finer sand. Like I get the finest sand that they have at Dollar Tree. It's pretty fine. I use that. But then that makes a stucco look, so that's what this wall is, kind of stuccoed. They did have these pieces of, they had the shakes, and then they had some that looked like asphalt or sandpaper. You could cut up sandpaper to make these too for a house or room box top. Anyway, that's really cute. So you'll just have to pick one of these up. Here's a little sewing room. Cute. I just love how they've really gotten good. They're probably looking on YouTube at all the creations people are making to make up their little brochures. Okay, so let's see if this has done anything else. And then I have one more thing that I got. Take the shine off. Now see, it does show a little bit of crackle. Okay, I think this is dry enough that we can try putting some... Wow. I put everything out here. I don't know where the crackle went to. Okay, here it is. Put it back in the... Let's see if we can put a little bit more crackle in there. Oh, I was going to show you. This is the box that you want to look for, these box. Whitney LaBrie uses these boxes that are Velcroed and they open up like this. You want to look for these because they're great for putting your miniature scenes in it, like seasonal scenes. And then you just, you know, close it back up because it's got the Velcro. So look for these. And I think they have them there at the craft stores. I know that, I think this one came from Michael's some years ago, but yeah, it was a Michael's product. So, you know, they had the round hat boxes, and then they had the rectangular ones to put things in. Okay, so let's see. I did paint that. I painted right here. So let's put some of this on here. You know what? And I wanted to show you these. I mean, I can make a shelf. That's what we made in class years ago. Wow. Oh, I forgot to wash that. It got dried up with that stuff on it. Well, kind of getting the brown paint on. I don't know if that's because well, I just bought this to show it to you because it's great for, you know, farmhouse projects and seashore projects. Like you know, they're all crackly paint being on the seashore. Okay, so we'll see what this does. And I'm going to put this in the water. Well, I show you one more thing. And I don't say that's the best job that I've done on that. Okay, the last thing I found was these flowers. They're crocheted, and I'm not a crocheter, but I've made flowers. And I just think these are so pretty. They had them in all different kinds of flowers, and I just love this bluebell. Somebody had bought all the bluebells. And so this one was falling apart, so they gave it to me at a discount to put it back together. But I wanted to learn how to make these. And I'm not a crocheter, but flowers are the funnest thing to make, especially if you like have to wait somewhere, a doctor's office, or I have to wait on getting allergy shots. So I'm glad I found that, because now I'm going to go back to making my little flowers while I have to wait my 30 minutes to see if I have an allergic reaction. So I made this first one. This was how it all started, you know, stop the madness. But I wanted to make a sunflower, and I was going to make pins, or I put them on the top of jars. I don't know what it was. But the first one I made was layered and kind of chunkier. And then I thought, no, I didn't like it that way. So then I went in, and I really don't know how to crochet when I say that. I just know the shape I'm trying to go for. And so I'm making up my stitches as I go along, or my loops, to just get the look of what I'm trying to accomplish. And it, you know, that's, you know, when you teach a child to do crochet or knitting, I know that it's important, you know, to like do, but if they're making like a scarf or a cap or something, I never finished anything because it was just too repetitive. But if you teach them how to make a flower, then they could put it onto a cap, you know, or put a pin on the back of it. And it teaches you a lot more stitches, or a lot more creativity and imagination goes into making a flower. So if you're good at crochet and teaching it, then okay. So what I was going to do with these, I got a hoop at a thrift store. I found this burlap fabric. This it's a off-white, and I found the hoop. So I was going to make, I have those down here. I was going to try to make a wreath out of it. I make wreaths for my door at my apartment. I've not lived in an apartment until the recent years, and so it's like, I don't know, it's different. So I try to make the best out of it. So, so I like to decorate my door and give something for people in the hallway to look at. So I thought I would take cardboard and try to put it around here and try to raise it up to be like an Edwardian hat. And I'm using, like, my table's so full of stuff. I don't know if I can get this out here. But it's this beige color burlap. So I'm going to put that, you know, in there, make it look like a hat. And then I thought I would sew vines kind of around the edge of the hat, say, and put the flowers in. And if I can make these look like flowers, I mean, this needs to be laid out, or at least I'll have to tack it down so that they, you know, look like, I don't know, is there a purple daisy, purpley pink daisy? I don't know. I know what flower this is. I guess I looked up flowers to see if I could make certain color. I don't know. But this one, I don't know what it is. But it's cute. It's ripply. And it turned out okay. But I don't know. I mean, literally, I just like, oh, I don't have the turquoise one. Let's do a turquoise. This one is supposed to be flat. It's supposed to be like a, I don't know, in the wildflowers. And then I did some little ones to stick in between. Just a whole bunch of little cuties. And now these I do know these are pansies. You got to have a bunch. You have to have 3 pansies together to be like a pansy plant. So, and they have the multiple colors. So I think these turned out good. I mean, I looked at something on the, you know, online to get my colors. And then I did little butterflies. There's my monarch. And literally, I have no teaching or anything of crochet. So if I can do this, you can do it. You can make this. You just have to have it in your mind what you want it to look like, and maybe draw it out, and then, you know, this had that variegated, and then I just went around the edge. But I thought it'd be really cute. Now this one was a little more, this was the rose that didn't really, I don't know, didn't really turn out. It may need a back to it. It may need some green back here to scrunch it up, and maybe it'll look more rosy. I don't know how to make it any different. I tried to make it lighter in the middle, or it could be darker in the middle. I don't know. But then the ripple effect, but it doesn't really look like a rose. So, but this turned out, I don't know what flower it is, but here's the baby coming, sprouting. And here's the mama. That turned out. And then this little number. This just had layers like getting larger. I don't know, maybe that, oh, that might have supposed to be like that. You know, like an Indian paintbrush or one of those wildflowers that Lady Bird Johnson, you know, LBJ's wife, she did this plan to, it was her idea to put wildflower seeds out every year, so we get wildflowers all along the highways. And then this is just a yellow daisy with some green. And then these turned out really well. These are, I guess, morning glories. I did 3 of these. And they have little green backs. But I think these will be real cute on a wreath, you know, around the burlap. And then I'll weave some vine, you know, just sew some vine in there and some leaves. So anyway, I just wanted to share that idea with you because I'd forgotten all about these until I saw this. And these are so pretty. But you know, they weren't cheap. These were $5.99, but they were half off on the spring thing. But when I put together a modest looking group of them, it was $40 on sale, half off. You know, it ended up being $40. But they had all different shaped flowers, daisies in all the different colors, and the bells in all the different colors, and 2 or 3 that looked, you know, a lot like these together, 3 on a stem. And so I decided, you know, I could make these in time. It'll take me a long time, but this is just using this floral stem, this real stiff wire, which actually, if you want to make this anything like that, little barbecuer, this is what you want to use, is this floral wire. And you really need to, you can loop it to get it to hold and then glue it, but glue it with super glues maybe, but you really need to find a good way to adhere the metal pieces together. I think Queen City Mini has done things with wire, connecting wire. She might have some video that shows how she made them connect, short of doing a solder. They really do need a solder to really connect them. But I think actually she put some super glue and then something on top of that. Anyway, so this is what I had to show you in this video, and I'm working on this really great project. Oh, I need help. If any of you builders, makers are out there, I got these for my birthday, summer birthday present. I've wanted these so much. These are 1, 2, 3 blocks, and they came off of Amazon, but I don't know how I'm supposed to care for them. They already have these splotchy places on them, but they came out of the greasy plastic, wax papery kind of stuff, really greasy. They oil them, and you know, these are used in automotive stuff or something, but we use them for weights and for 90-degree angles and holding things together. But would somebody tell me how I'm supposed to take care of these? I don't want them to rust. They are like $25, somewhere around there. So I don't want them to go, you know, get bad, get rusty. So please, anybody who knows, tell me what you do. Do you do anything? Do you keep them in anything? Do you have them out on your table all the time? Or do you, you know, cover them up? Or something said to put wax on them. And do you do that? Has anybody put wax on them? Okay, so where's the Is it crackled at all? No, it hasn't dried enough to crackle yet. So I'll show it to you in the next video if it's going to start crackling. I might do it over again as well. I might not have done the best job, but it did try to crackle the old. It's really lightly crackled. Not that you can, nothing like this. But the more expensive bottle, I could go get it. I mean, you could get it. The more expensive bottle was different brand, and it was the where you put the dark, then you put the crackle, let it dry, then you put the top coat, and then the top coat will crackle. The way this, it wasn't a one-step, and that's the original way of doing it. And then for some reason Deco Art went to the one-step. I don't know if they still have the, because they originally had this two-part. So I don't know if they just went to the one-step or they still have the two-part. Okay, so if you haven't subscribed, please do. I'm trying to grow this channel, and I hope you have some things to share with me about anything I've shown you or any questions you have, or definitely about what to do with my 1, 2, 3 blocks. So y'all have a really great 4th of July. Bye.